Hello everyone, welcome to this video, which is the first episode of the Master Gauge Engineering Challenge. So we have our first contestant here. He will tell us his name, his program, and year.
My name is Nato Pascal, Mechanical Engineering, Year 2.
Awesome. Thank you for joining us here.
Thank you, sir.
So this competition has 4 rounds. The first round is the general knowledge round. Round 2 is pick and solve. Round 3 is the true or false round, and round 4 is the practical round. So I'm going to explain to you the rules involved in each round, and each question comes with a specified time limit that you must start answering your questions. So we are going to start with round 1. Okay, so we are going to start with round 1, but before we start, I'll present the contestant with 20 exercise books, but they are not his yet. I'm going to ask him questions. If you get the questions correct, he gets to keep the exercise books. But if he gets a question wrong, I'll take one exercise book. So at the end of the competition, the number of exercise books that he has remaining belongs to him. So that's how we are going to do the competition. So let's start with round 1. Alright, so we are starting with round 1. Pascal, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, so the first question. You have 30 seconds to begin to produce your answer. Okay. What is the difference between precision and accuracy? Can a measurement be very precise but inaccurate?
Accuracy comes with getting correct values for your measurements during an experiment. And being precise is about getting the right procedures as to how to conduct your experiment. And then measurements cannot be precise when accurate values are not given. So a measurement has to be accurate before it becomes precise.
Okay, so your answer is close, but it's not exactly the answer I wanted. Okay, so I have here that accuracy refers to the closeness of the measured or calculated value to the true value, whereas precision represents the number of significant digits or the closeness of different measurements of the same quantity to each other. A measurement or calculation can be very precise without being accurate and vice versa. You get it? Alright, so your answer was very close, but I didn't get the exact answer I wanted, so that means that I have to take one inside from you. Okay, so I'm taking one inside from you. So you have 19 books remaining. So let's move on to the second question. You have 20 seconds, 120 seconds to start producing your answer for this question. If a ball is dropped from rest, how fast will it be going after 3 seconds, ignoring air resistance? Take acceleration due to gravity to be 9.8 meters per second squared.
$29.4 meters per second squared.
Okay, that's correct. So you get to keep your books. Let's move on to the next question. You have 30 seconds to start producing your answer. What law states that energy cannot be created nor destroyed, but only transformed?
That's the law of conservation of energy.
Okay, that's correct. So you still have 19 books. So let's move on to the fourth question. You have 30 seconds to produce your answer. What type of graph does the equation y equals mx plus b produce?
Produce a linear graph.
Okay, that's correct. Awesome. The last question for this round. What is the difference between scalar and vector quantities?
Scalar quantities fully have magnitude, but vector quantities have both magnitude and direction.
Okay, that's great. So that's all for round 1. So at the end of round 1, Pascal has 19 books. So you proceed to the next round with the 19 books, which is round 2. Okay, so now we are going to start with round 2, which is pick and solve. So in this round, we have 3 sets of questions here. 2 are from your previous subjects and 1 is from one challenging subject. That's a subject that you find challenging. So we are going to give you the chance to pick one of these. The one you pick is what you are going to answer. So you can now pick among the 3. Okay, so open it and show it to the viewers. Okay, so you pick differential equations. Okay. So now I'm going to ask you 5 questions. If you get the question wrong once again, it will cost you unnecessary. Alright. The first question. You have 30 seconds to start producing your answer. Determine the order of the differential equation given. Dy dx all squared plus 8 dy dx plus 3y equals 40.
That's the first order.
Okay, that's correct. The second question. You have 2 minutes to start producing your answer. A drug is administered intravenously to a patient at a rate of beta milligram per hour and is cleared from the body at a rate proportional to the amount of drug still present in the body, alpha. Derive the differential equation, assuming there is no drug initially present in the body.
The question again.
Okay, I'm reading the question again. A drug is administered intravenously to a patient at a rate of beta milligram per hour and is cleared from the body at a rate proportional to the amount of drug still present in the body, alpha. Derive the differential equation, assuming there is no drug initially present in the body.
Okay. The dB dr is equals to beta minus alpha. The rate at which the drug is being put into the body minus the rate at which the drug is being flowed out of the body.
So, okay. So the time is up. Let me give you the answer. Y equals beta over alpha multiplied by 1 minus e to the power minus dt. You get it?
Sorry.
Okay. So since you got it wrong, I will take one exercise from you. Thank you. Alright, let's move on to the third question. So the third question is y equals sine x, a solution to the differential equation y prime prime plus y equals 0. Yes or no?
True.
Okay, so you mean yes. Right, that's correct. Okay. So the next question, which is the fourth question for the round. You have 120 seconds to start producing your answer. Solve the initial value problem with the initial condition y naught equals 0. The equation dy dx equals y plus 1. Okay. Solve the initial value problem with the initial condition y naught equals 0. The equation dy dx equals y plus 1.
So y is equals to exponential minus x minus 1.
Can you have one more chance? Okay, time is up. So the answer is y equals e to the power t plus 1. Okay, so I'll take one more assignment from you. Okay, so the last question for the round. Does the equation y prime equals x plus y have separable variables?
Yes.
That's wrong. That's an inseparable equation. So there are no separable variables.
The question is
Y prime equals x plus y. I'm going to take one more group from here. Okay, so this is the end of round 2. So at the end of round 2, Pastor has 16 exercise groups. So you're going to proceed to the next round with that number of groups. Okay, so starting with round 3, which is the true or false stage. So I'm going to ask you 5 questions, and you're supposed to tell whether the statements are true or false. You have 30 seconds to answer each question. The first question: Bernoulli's equation assumes that the fluid is incompressible and viscous. True or false?
false.
False. That's correct. So you get to keep an answer. So the next question: A diode allows current to flow in one direction.
True.
Okay, that's also correct. Awesome. The third question: A system of two linear equations can have exactly two solutions.
True.
No, that's false. It can have no solution, one unique solution, or infinitely many, but not exactly two solutions. So I'll take one more exercise from you. Okay, so let's move on to the fourth question. The derivative of a constant function is always zero. True or false?
True.
Okay, that's correct. Okay, the last question for this round. The equation x squared plus 4 equals 0 has real solutions. True or false?
False.
Okay, that's also correct. So at the end of the third round, Pascal has 15 books to take to the final round. That's an impressive way. So let's move on to the last round, which is the practical round.
So Pascal, you are to design and build a system that allows you to control 3 individual LEDs wirelessly using a remote control. So you'll be presented with the kit. You'll pick the components that you need to build your design. And you have 3 minutes. You'll be presented with a code which is on the laptop. You have to check the code to know your pin connections and also check the code for errors before you upload. Your 3 minutes start now. Okay, so Pascal, your time is up. Will you like to buy 3 more minutes with 3 exercise books? And if you need an assistant too, I'm going to assist you, but I'll take one book for any help I give you. Would you like to take my offer?
Yes,
Which one? 3 minutes for 3 exercise books?
3 minutes for 3 exercise books.
Okay, sure. Deal.
Okay.
So your time is up. Would you like to buy 2 more minutes with 2 exercise books? And I'll give you a tip. Deal or no deal? 2 more minutes for 2 exercise books.
Deal.
Okay. So the tip is you've not selected the board from the board's side. So you go there, you tap the COM7. Okay. Now upload your code. Okay, so your time is up. So I have to take 5 exercise books from you now. Do you agree? I have to take 5 exercise books from you. At first, you bought 3 minutes, and then the second time you bought 2 minutes with a tip. So that's 5 in total. Okay, yeah, 5 books. Okay, so that's all for this round. So I'm going to ask you some few questions, although you couldn't finish your setup. So you're going to explain to us what you're supposed to do and why you used the components you used. If you get a question correct, you will have the chance to get an exercise book back. Are you ready?
Yes.
Right. Okay, guys, so Pascal is done with his design. He couldn't finish within time. And then unfortunately, what happened was that he picked the wrong LEDs. So that's how come his setup didn't work. But he was able to figure it out. But time was up. So we still gave him the opportunity to finish his setup. So he's going to demonstrate to us what he built. And then I'll ask him some few questions. So Pascal, can you tell us something about what you built?
Okay. This is the remote controller that is used to power these LEDs. A code has been input into the microcontroller that sends a signal. So when I press this remote, the 4 sends a signal through the IR receiver, which sends it to the microcontroller, and it turns lights the LED. So when I press this, it ons. That's the 5. Then the 5 2 sends the signal to the microcontroller, and the yellow bulb ons, the yellow LED ons, and the last one, the green. So when I press it again, they go off, and this one goes off.
Okay, that's awesome. So which components did you use and why did you use those components?
Okay, I used the microcontroller because it is responsible for taking instructions or programs. It executes programs that have been input into it by performing logical or arithmetic functions. I also use the LED resistor. The resistor also helps in controlling the flow of current. I use that infrared receiver that acts as a place where I could do my connection, that's to my data, my ground, and my stuff.
VCC.
Yes.
Okay. Can you give an example of a real world system that uses a wireless control for lights or appliances?
Yes, please.
Okay.
The household television that we use uses the wireless remote system, in which it is being programmed with a remote. So when you press the remote, then the signal is being sent to the television, which is already programmed, and it acts according to how it has been programmed. So the television uses the wireless remote, the wireless control.
Okay, that's awesome. So can you tell us something new that you've learned from this particular session?
Yes. One thing new I've learned is that just with a wireless remote and a programmed board, you are able to send a signal with a code, and the code is being executed. You not coming into hand in hand contact with the appliances. By using a remote controller, you are able to power these LEDs, and you are able to put them off using a remote controller with the help of programming.
Okay, that's awesome. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So at the end of this round, Pascal lost 5 exercise books. He bought time with 3, and then I gave him another chance to buy 2 minutes with 2 exercise books. And at the end, he couldn't finish with time. But we found out that the LEDs were dead. So because the LEDs were dead, I'm going to give him 1 exercise book for that. So you will take 1 exercise book because the LEDs were dead. And then you were able to answer my questions well. I love the answers you gave. So I'll give you 2 exercise books for that also. Okay. So at the end of the competition, you have 13 exercise books and I have 7. So this is where we are going to end the first episode of the engineering challenge. Pascal, thank you very much for coming. But before you leave, we have something for you. We are going to give you these 3 pens, which is from Sambex Enterprise.
Thank you.
A stationery shop. So you can get your stationery from Sambex. You can locate them at the junction that leads to White House, close to Shawarma Boys. And also, this is from Mass Hub GH.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking part in this competition, and also this screwdriver belongs to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
Alright, so viewers, thank you very much for watching this program, and we would like you to support us by subscribing to the channel, liking the video, and sharing to your friends. See you in the next episode.